What's up guys, my name is Michael, welcome back. So today I have my iPhone 12 Pro impressions. So in yesterday's video you watched me unbox the iPhone, and now after one day I have some first thoughts on this iPhone, and I just want to go over 6 things that I love about this new iPhone 12 Pro. So let's go ahead and get started. So number one is the new design and the new color. So the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro lineup now gets the flat sides that we had on older iPhones, such as the iPhone 4, iPhone 4S, and also the 5, and also the iPhone SE, which Apple announced a little bit later after those phones. So it's kind of more of a retro feel, but I really think this is the way smartphones should be. It just feels so much better in your hand when it has a boxy design. And I just feel like when I'm, for example, reaching up to the top left corner of my display to grab something, I feel like because of these flat edges, it's way more secure in my hand and I'm less likely to drop it. So the feel in the hand is superb, along with the thinned down borders just slightly. It does make the phone feel a little bit smaller in the hand as well, with more screen and less bezel. Like I said, I love the color. This is the Pacific blue color, and I just love how it's just blue enough. It's not kind of punch you in the face blue like the regular iPhone 12 is. It's very subtle. On a cloudy day like this, when I go outside, you can barely tell it's blue. It almost looks space gray or graphite. So the subtle blue color is definitely one of my favorite aspects of this phone. I really do like how the matte texture on the back glass contrasts with the shiny blue color up in the camera. Now, this stainless steel is going to pick up a lot of fingerprints, and I've already noticed that on day one. So the trade-off of stainless steel is it's going to be a little bit slipperier, it's going to collect more fingerprints, but I guess the idea is it's going to be a lot more durable. And you will notice that when you hold the iPhone 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max, just because the stainless steel adds so much weight to the phone as well. So the next thing I love is MagSafe. So Apple calls MagSafe, I think, an integral part of this year's iPhone. And I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's definitely a cool accessory to have. And it's not required to have the iPhone 12, but it definitely makes having the iPhone 12 feel a little more worth it if you can take advantage of the magnets that are in the back of your iPhone. So here is the MagSafe charger. If the phone is locked and you're not doing anything, you'll get this animation when you click it on. So you can see here, just line it up with the center of the Apple logo. And then you get that satisfying little thud sound, and then you get the regular charging animation, similar to what you would see on an Apple Watch. I'll show you guys that one more time here. Very satisfying, and this is very Apple. Also, if you want to see some of the cases that I looked at, I got the red case, the orange case, and also the clear case. Make sure to check out my unboxing video of the iPhone 12 Pro. I'll link that in the top right corner. Number 3 is the cellular options on this phone. Now, stop. I know what you're thinking. I am not going to say 5G. I'm actually talking about better LTE connection on this phone. So when I'm testing my LTE speeds, I'm consistently getting 2 to 3 times faster LTE in my area on this phone. So if you throw away Apple's marketing jargon about 5G, 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 how it's revolutionary, and you just say, okay, the new iPhone has a way better antenna system built in, and you're gonna get more coverage wherever you go. I think that honestly sounds way better than just 5G, 5G, 5G. So I can tell you that even when I don't have 5G, I'm in a basement here, and I think I'll probably just get LTE. Yeah, you can see LTE. The signal and the speed is so much better. So I don't know if Apple updated the modem inside or what they did. Tell me in the comments below if you have any idea what they're doing here, but maybe just the update to the newer 5G modem also includes faster LTE. But I am very impressed with the connection I can get on this phone. Phone calls are connecting way faster over LTE, and also data is just faster when I'm in the back roads in the rural area where I definitely wouldn't get LTE before. This time I can get 1 or 2 bars of LTE. So yeah, if you think of it not as 5G, 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 if you just think of it as your phone is gonna get better speeds and more service in more places, I really think that it is a huge change this year. If you go into settings and go into cellular settings, there's an option here for 5G auto. Let me turn the brightness down a little bit. I'd recommend keeping this on 5G auto, because with my testing when I just left 5G on, the phone would get so hot, almost like this thing is a stove, and the battery would just drain relentlessly. So I would recommend keeping 5G auto turned on, or just go down to LTE if your battery is being drained fast. So next up, number 4, this one is an important one because it's probably something that you're going to use every day, and that is the speakers. So the speakers on this iPhone 12 Pro are even louder than my iPhone 11 Pro Max, and this is coming out of a smaller frame. So not only do they get significantly louder, I'd say maybe 10 to 15% louder, they are way more crisp. I notice so much more detail now in the mids and highs when I'm listening to music. It feels like this is a huge upgrade in terms of audio quality, and Apple didn't even say anything about this year's upgrades to the speakers. So I think that's going to be the theme for this year's iPhone. We're going to be finding improvements here and there all over the new iPhone design. And Apple really doesn't say every time when they upgrade the components of a phone, because when you're on the stage, it doesn't really sound that marketable just to say the speakers are a little bit better. So there are a few things that they might graze over, and it's up to us tech reviewers to find these little features. So I've noticed the speakers are so much better on the 12 Pro, not just in terms of loudness, but in terms of just quality. They're so crisp and clear. Watching movies and media is going to be a dream on this phone. So another thing I love about this phone is it's just fast. This phone is blazing fast. The A14 chip inside this phone, the 5nm chip, is so fast. I never really thought my iPhone 11 Pro felt slow until I picked up this phone and started using it. If you followed me on Twitter yesterday, I tweeted that out, and I was just blown away by how fast this phone felt. Because like I said, my 11 Pro never ever felt slow, and this phone just takes it to a whole nother level. So where is something where you would see that speed improvement? What's an example? Well, taking a photo. So when you take a photo, the chip inside has to go through, has to look at each pixel, and it has to analyze the photo. And Apple has computational photography. They have a lot of algorithms going on in the background, and when it sends the photo through the neural engine inside the chip, depending on the efficiency of the chip, it can do it faster. So the A14 5nm chip is going to be able to do this faster than any other iPhone has. So we'll go ahead and take a portrait mode photo here. Go into portrait mode and switch to the 1x camera, and we'll focus on our subject. And just like that, it was processed. As soon as you see the portrait mode text show up in the top left corner, you know the photo has processed. And wow, that depth looks so nice. So this isn't real depth. This is actually added by the computer. The camera actually doesn't have that shallow of a depth of field. But you can see here, this was added by the CPU because it knows that this part of the towel is a little farther away, and I think it was able to use the LiDAR scanner on the iPhone as well to get depth information. Apple says that it only uses it at nighttime, but I think having a laser scanner to get depth would be useful every single time you want to take a photo. So I'm noticing that portrait mode, and you can see just how well it cuts out the subject, is really nice here, and that's thanks to the LiDAR chip and mostly the A14 Bionic as well. So speaking about LiDAR, that is my number 6 favorite thing about this phone. So if we open up the Measure app here, it is way more precise. You can see here it's able to recognize the wall, that it's flat, and then if I tilt it down towards the table, it instantly knows that this is a flat surface. And that's because the LiDAR scanner on the back of the phone right here is projecting out little laser beams, and it's able to reflect back off the surface, and it's able to know the properties of that surface. So this is really useful for AR games and AR demos. But also, what you may not know is you can point this at a person and it'll tell you their exact height. So that's pretty cool. I'm 6'5", and it consistently tells me that I'm 6'5". Now, of course, your hair might affect it. So if your hair is really sticking up, it might not give you an exact reading, but that's kind of cool. If you didn't know that, you can stick a person in full view here. Just make sure their feet and their head are completely visible, and then you'll get kind of a cool animation as the line goes all the way up to their height, and then it'll tell you how tall that person is. If you want to change it into a metric that you know how to change, go into Settings, scroll down to Measure, and I had to change it to imperial just because I don't know how tall I am in centimeters. I'd like to know in feet and inches instead. But just a little cool thing there. You can see how tall someone is thanks to the LiDAR scanner in the Measure app. So as you guys have seen in this video, the iPhone 12 Pro really is packed full of features, including the new design that really make this a huge iPhone upgrade. So tell me in the comments below what other videos you would like me to see. I am going to make a video covering all the MagSafe accessories also, so tell me in the comments below what you'd like to see in that video. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. This was just my first quick impressions and a few things I like about the iPhone 12 Pro. My name is Michael, and I'll see you in the next video.